So I figured it's been a long freaking time since I actually told you guys a story, like a real kind of story, and I have a story I'm gonna tell you guys today. Yeah, a recent event. This was something that happened quite recently, within the past week, actually. So to start the story off, you kind of have to understand, I haven't been to the doctor in 3 years since I got back from Africa, or before we left. I'm not really used to going to the doctor all that often, and I try not to make a habit of it, because I know that crazy stuff goes down in the doctor's office. So I write this story down, and I start telling it to a few people, and a few of you guys have heard it. They all kind of told me the same thing, like, oh, that's a normal thing. Still, it was still weird. So I feel like my mom likes taking me to healthcare facilities, or whatever you call them, because my dentist, it's the same thing with my dentist, that are made for children. Some of you guys might have the same problem. There are balloons, and there's pictures of monkeys and mythical creatures and monkeys on the walls, and there's books, and there's lollipops, and there's kids running around screaming, going, "We love the doctors!" And you look at these kids and you're like, you have no idea what's about to happen to you. And I find it funny because most of the time in movies and TV shows, they try and make the doctor the good person, the good guy, the doctor's the hero. Look at Lost and Doctor Who, for instance. But in real life, the doctor is a freaking scary person. The doctor's usually the person you're trying to avoid. You don't usually like the doctor. The doctor scares you for many reasons. I will go over various reasons in this video. And eventually my name gets called, and I have to make that degrading walk, past all the adults who are trying to hold back laughter. Oh, so they take me back into my small little cubby, my room, and I have to wait there for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the first doctor comes. And she takes me and she starts putting me through all these tests. Okay, read the board. I read it. It's E. You cover your eye and stuff. And then she told me, okay, stand up on one leg. And I was like, okay, I can stand up on one leg. And I did. And then she told me, okay, now pat your stomach. Pat my tummy. So I pat my tummy. And then she goes, okay, rub your head. And I'm like, okay, now you're just messing with me. No. We actually need to know if you can do this. Why? So after that, she takes me to the bathroom, and she hands me the cup. And I know what I'm about to do to this poor cup. So I go into the bathroom, and I'm going to try and avoid details. But long story short, I'm staring into an empty cup for 10 minutes. So eventually, after 15 minutes, the doctor will knock on the door and she'll be like, "Is everything okay?" No. Tell me, how badly do you need this sample? Because I can get you some by the end of this week. No. So she's like, no, it's okay. So they take me back into the little room by myself. So then she starts asking me all these questions. And one of the questions on there was, do you do drugs? And I was like, no, because I don't do drugs. That must be really reassuring for a lot of you. Good. I feel like even if I did drugs, I wouldn't tell her. It kind of came to mind, what if I did drugs and told her that I did drugs? I don't even think they'd know what to do at that point. That was just kind of like a normal question, a stereotypical question. We actually don't know what to do. And the clipboard explodes, and then they don't know. It's a children's healthcare facility. Why are they asking questions like this? But some other questions on there were like, so what do you like to do for fun? And do you have friends? And how do you sleep at night? What type of music do you listen to? And it strangely had that awkward feeling of like a first date. Like, some of you know what I mean, where you're just asking all these random questions in order to start a conversation. I was like, yeah, I like to make films for fun, and yeah, I have a few friends, most of them are imaginary. So after she's done asking all these questions, she ends up leaving, and then I'm waiting in the room by myself for maybe like 5 minutes. So then she comes back, same doctor, and she comes back and she's like, okay, come with me. She takes me into this room where I'm all by myself. I'm no longer with my mom. I'm all by myself. So she takes out this gown and she tells me, okay, here, put this on. Over my clothes? She goes, no, and leaves the room. And it suddenly went from the feeling of a first date to a last date. It kind of felt like one of those awkward high school movies where like the guy's trying to get the girl to do it and the girl's like, no, Devin, I can't do it. And Devin's like, but you can. And in this situation, I was Molly Ringworm. And I was like, but I can't do this. I don't like this. It was the equivalent to telling someone, okay, take off your pants, put on this thin piece of cloth, and we're gonna lock you in a room by yourself for an hour. So after already feeling like I'd been treated like a cancer patient, the doctor comes. So after standing around in that room by myself for about 30 minutes, I was immediately thinking in my head, gosh dang it, where is the cup when you need it? But all I knew was that I really needed that cup right now. And I was thinking, I know where the bathroom is. I can just walk down the hallway and, do my thing. Then I realized I was in a gown. It would have basically looked like I'd escaped the loony bin. But I was like, so no, I can't do that. Then I realized there was a sink. Don't worry, I didn't pee in the sink, but I thought about it. So after a while, I kind of started to think, so now it's like, after 30 minutes, it's now 45 minutes, and now it's like an hour. And I just kind of sat there around by myself, and I kind of started to think, why did she ask me to put on this gown? And then it immediately hit me. Oh, I knew exactly what that doctor was gonna do when she came in, and that did not sit well with me. So eventually the doctor comes, and at that point I was like pretty nervous. I was freaking out. Like, I was like, okay, I don't want to be here now. This is not okay. I'm gonna skip the details on this one too, but I'm pretty sure you can use your imagination and think of what happened. But after it was kind of all over, I kind of started to think, what would have happened if I went all homeschooler on her? Like, what if I told her no? Listen, I don't like this. No, this is not okay with me. And I wonder, like, what would her reaction have been? No, don't worry. I do this all the time. And that's not really something you want to hear from anyone, for that matter. There's no non-awkward way to put that. Like, because you don't want to hear, I do this all the time, it's okay. But you also don't want to hear, it's like my first time, you'll be fine. So after that whole thing is done, I leave, and I make my way for the door, and right as I'm walking out the door, they catch me, and they say, actually, you can't leave yet, you still have an injection. And I felt like, after the whole touching thing, injection is really not a good term to be using. But basically, injection is a fancy term for shot. I don't know why they can't just say shot. So, I got the shot taken care of, and that was fun, sort of. But they told me afterwards, they were like, So we've just given you a new shot. So we're gonna need you to wait here for like 15 minutes. What? What did you just put in my body? At this point, I was pretty sure I was gonna grow like a third arm out of my stomach. I'm sure these types of conversations go down all the time at the doctor's office. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's get all of the crap you can find in the back of the refrigerator, put it in a test tube, let's inject it into his arm, and see what happens. So, I was pretty worried, but the 15 minutes, it was done, and I'm fine, thankfully. And then I thought to myself, my mother just paid those people to do all of that to me. So that was my embarrassing story of the week. I honestly hope you guys liked it. I definitely know I didn't enjoy the experience, but maybe you guys will enjoy hearing about it and sharing it with your friends. Share it, please. YouTube tells me, it tells me who all shares my videos. None of you do. There's like 5 of you, which is close to none. Please share my videos. Because we're getting really, really close to 1,000 overall views on my channel. And it's pretty big for me just because I'm new at this. I mean, that's not the goal. The goal is 1,000 subscribers, but we're getting close to 1,000 views. Subscribe. In fact, here. Click anywhere on the screen right now to subscribe, okay? I'm trying not to beg, but if I have to, I will. Please! But yeah, thank you. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, this video is getting too long. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna hit the button now.